Randolph, you've heard this rant from me, but I want Henson and Tyler to both kind of tell me what they think, because I'm a little bit worried about Carolina this year. I know Trimble had what, like 33 in the exhibition against Memphis, right?
Mhm.
And Hubert could not have been more excited about Elliot Cadeau at media day if he tried. Like he was,
Right.
I think he said the direct quote was you will not recognize Elliot Cadeau
Right.
when you see him play. But for me, what made Carolina so good last year was how good they were defensively, right? And I think when you lose maybe the best defensive rebounder in college basketball in Armando Bacot, right? You lose Harrison Ingram, who was kind of a do it all. I think he averaged like 9 rebounds a game. The kind of switchable defender. You lose a guy like Cormac Ryan, um, who did play some good, some better defense than maybe I necessarily expected, right? I think you lose a lot of what made that team work in terms of ending possessions defensively. And I don't know where you get that from. Like you don't have the traditional big. I think Kate Tyson is more of a guy that's built to score, than he is a guy that's out there that's going to get like 9 rebounds a game, a couple steals, maybe a block here or there, right? And I'm worried about what if their best like their best five includes Seth Trimble, Elliot Cadeau, and RJ Davis. Like all of a sudden, you're looking at a team that's pretty small out there. So I'm a little bit worried about Carolina in that regards. I don't think that they're going to be what they were defensively, and if they aren't what they were defensively, Henson, I don't know if they are going to be able to kind of reach what the expectation. They're a preseason top 10 team.
Yeah. I mean, I was just trying to think back. I mean, even if you go before T Hands, I mean, you've had UNC traditionally had, Big May, you had T Hands, you had Big Z,
Got
you
two
had
big
Armando.
guys.
Yeah, like so these it's going to be interesting to see a Carolina team without a man in the middle that's commanding attention. Um, in the expedition, the first couple plays of the game, they dumping it down to Dan Danger to kind of go at Jalen Washington. So that's never really happened in Carolina to go at the big. So it's going to be an interesting mix. I think offensively he brings a lot more versatility though. That's going to also help a little bit, but um, down low I think could be an issue this year. But guard wise, I think it's a wealth. They've got a bunch of guards. Seth Trimble obviously is putting that work in, and he's got something to say about PT. He went into the proto, came back.
Mhm.
Elliott's looking better. I mean, you've got Jackson on the bench. I mean, it's a lot going on, but I think Carolina for the most part is going to be fine. They're going to have to figure out that rotation, and they're going to have to hold it down in the middle, man. They're just going to have to figure it out. I'm kind of like confused as like why Carolina, why a big guy wouldn't want to go to Carolina right now. So maybe that NIL money or something. I don't know how it works these days, but
You and Tyler took all the damn NIL money. They got a recruitment. Armando closed up, man. They got to find us some more NIL money.
yeah, for sure. I mean, that's maybe that's what it is. Armando made $2 million, so maybe that's what happened. He drained the war chest.
Well, I can tell you RJ's not playing for free this year.
Yes.
When you're talking about Carolina, you brought up a great point about how small their backcourt is in Cadeau, RJ, and Trimble. One of my biggest areas of concern is rebounding, and you mentioned it, Armando. He kind of cleaned up the boards, and with our lack of size, I think that is a big concern because, in my opinion, rebounding is such a big deal. Defensively, kind of closes a possession out. And even when Armando didn't have a great rebounding game, you saw like a Harrison Ingram come in. He had some big rebounding games himself and provided some rebounding relief. Who's going to be that guy? I think Jalen Withers is a guy who, when he first got here from Louisville, when he went to Louisville, he had some high expectations. A lot of people thought he might be a draft prospect. And I think that's a guy, if you look at last year at the end of the year, especially in the first or second round of the tournament, he came in, provided them with a lot of boost. And it wasn't, from outside scoring. It was more from, doing the hustle plays, getting loose balls, getting rebounds. And he's athletic enough and has decent size to where he could provide some relief rebounding wise. And my other area of concern is a freshman, Drake Powell and N. Jackson. How much contribution and how is their progression going to help this team? Because those guys actually have some size. And I think if we add them into the backcourt, it gives our backcourt more size and is going to help us defensively and with rebounding. And as far as Cadeau goes, I don't know why college guys feel a need to improve their jump shot so much. I think Cadeau is so good at getting to the rim and finishing with contact and finding guys with his passing ability. I would rather him really just kind of, really explore that a little bit more. But his improved shooting would definitely be a help. Those are my concerns.